Hello and welcome back to my channel. If we've not met before, my name is Martin. I write fantasy under the name MA Knights. And if we have met before, then thank you for coming back. That was Bilbo. So this is only my second vlog, and I'm still kind of learning how to do it all. This one is a little bit more bitty than last time's, which will become obvious why as we go through it. But basically, it stretches over the course of 2 weeks. Well, you'll see what happens. But it starts after I've had a bit of a down patch, and I'm going for a walk. The honest truth is that this week has been difficult for me. About the middle of the week, I hit depression for the first time in quite a long time. I have a long history of depression, dealing with undiagnosed ADHD and autism. It's not really a surprise now looking back, but it's been quite a long time since I had a bout as bad as I did in the middle of this week. And the strange thing is, I don't even really know why it happened. I know what caused it, and that is feeling like the writing business, was not expanding at the rate that I wanted. I wasn't making the money that I wanted / needed. And then the imposter syndrome set in, and of course, I beat myself up. I was hard on myself. But the thing that has changed between myself now and myself a few years ago is that something like that could have laid me up for weeks, if not months, in the past. Whereas what happened this week, and what has happened the last few times this has happened to me, is that I was able to reframe things in my head and pull myself out of the funk I'd fallen into within a few hours rather than a few days or weeks. Okay, buddy, go on then, off you go. You're supposed to go. So you're supposed to run off joyfully because you're free. Go on, go be free. So anyway, that meant by the end of the day, and certainly by the next day, I was feeling a lot better. I was feeling a lot more positive again and a lot more motivated again. Still realize that I don't necessarily have the most healthy mechanisms for getting over depression like that, in that what I tend to do now is I throw myself back into things, back into the business with new plans, new determination. And, you know, some ways that's good, but I think in some ways it's also a possibly unhealthy coping mechanism, because then I end up sometimes doing too much and burning out. But hopefully each time I do this, each time I pick myself back up, dust myself off, I'm learning a little something that I didn't know the time before. Bilbo's slightly less enthusiastic running around this field than he was a few weeks ago, because it's all dried up and there were lots of puddles here over the winter and the early spring, and he liked to splash in them every day, didn't you, buddy? But now they've all gone. It was almost heartbreaking the first time we came round, and he rushed ahead of me like he always did to the first puddle he knew would be there. When he found it was no longer there, it hurt a little. His little face. What have you got? What have you found? A ball? Where did you find that from? Want me to throw it for you? You? Shall I throw it? Come on then. With all that in mind, I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about what my next project is going to be. Having just finished the short story I was working on, it's time to write a new book, which is always an exciting time. I've been plotting and planning a cozy fantasy series for a little while now, and now's the time. When I wrapped up the Trussell and Gout series last year, no, what am I talking about? A few months ago, not even a few months ago, a few weeks ago. God, book 7 only came out in April. So when I wrapped up the Trussell and Gout series with book 7 a few weeks ago, it's left me with this new avenue to explore. I can start a new series. I do still have a second series that I have started and absolutely plan to finish. I'll be working on book 2 of the series that's called Castle Blackwood later this year. But right now I'm focusing on starting something new. So it's going to be, as I say, a cozy fantasy series of interconnected but standalone books, each with a different protagonist or protagonists. And the first one is called Dragonhearth. And I've got the whole thing plotted out, so theoretically, fingers crossed, I will whack this out in the next couple of months. Ready for November release time? We'll have to see. But that's the plan for next week, and of course I will keep you guys updated on how that goes. It's exciting, but also slightly daunting. Oh, Bilbo, you found the one puddle left, huh? Hey, what are you doing? Nice. Yeah, still a bit wet. Damn it. Goose alert. Might have to put Bilbo on lead. Hey guys. Where they left. When we got back home, it was time to do a little tidying up. It's amazing how quickly things kind of go to pot when you've had a bit of a down day. So I definitely needed to make up for lost time before I could do anything else. Then it was time to sit down and get some writing done. Business lunch. We rejoin me a week later, heading off to a special event in London.
Tile Hill, Camberley, Coventry, Rugby, Long Buckby, Roehampton, Wolverton, Milton Keynes Central, Bletchley, Leighton Buzzard, and London Euston.
We were heading into London because I'd been invited to an event by Penguin Michael Joseph to celebrate the launch of a new fantasy book called The Mistral by Felix Moss. In fact, they'd sent me an ARC copy, which you can see me reading here, a few weeks previously, and I hadn't really had a chance to have much of a look at it yet, and I was feeling guilty, so I was tucking into that on the way in. Then we had to fight through the hustle and bustle of London, but we did get to see this super cool statue that was near the restaurant we were headed to. Very cool. We are off to Hay-on-Wye, which, if you don't know, is the world's first official town of books. There are something like, I don't know, 20 or 30 bookshops in this small little town on the Welsh border. We go almost every year because there is a literary festival there over the bank holiday in May. We kind of have gotten a little bit bored of of that festival itself. It's gone downhill a bit recently, but we're going anyway because we just love the place and the town and the atmosphere. and who can say no to 20 to 30 bookshops? So we're camping for a couple of nights and we're on our way.
There she is! We're here!
In a quarter of a mile, turn right onto B4315 Broad Street.
Here we go.
In 900 feet, make a U-turn.
Ooh, look at that.
Look at that, lots of space. We have arrived. Let me show you our view for the next couple of days. You can see the rooftops of Hay over there. And then nice pretty woodlands by the river. Our beautiful tent. Let me take you on the tent tour. I can take you to the, well, only the first floor because that's the only one there is. So we have our kitchen area, complete with gas stove, kettle, all the accoutrements that one could want. We do have a washing up bowl that my wife is very proud of. It's currently out here supporting my books because I'm going to try and do a live later.
Also missing our other camping table.
We are missing a small camping table that we normally have. We couldn't find. Here is our bedroom, complete with books, of course.
Have you seen Book Corner?
Book corner, book corner, guys. So this is us for tonight. I'm gonna make some dinner, try and do a live, and then probably do some reading. We actually found that they'd upgraded the kind of cafe tent that was there, including with big, nice leather sofas. So that is where we spent the evening, and very comfortable it was too. And I dropped off a little present. Results of dinner. Good morning, everybody. It is a lovely sunny day here in Hay. We are about to head into the festival site, hoping that we can walk along the river. We overheard someone talking about a new way into the festival last night, so that's the plan. I'm wearing this very snazzy accessory to try and record the process for you, so come along with us. We're following the footpath, but we didn't really expect to end up in a field. We'll see what happens, but we've met some lovely sheep, who so far seem supremely unbothered by our presence. Morning, gals. Are you hot? See, you've got the nice shade. Come on, Anne. Not gonna lie, this does not look like the way into town. Hello! You join me in a quiet corner in one of the empty tents at the festival site. We hadn't appreciated it's Friday today, which is the school trip day at the festival, so there are kids everywhere. But I have a mission to complete. I have 5 of these, which is my first book, The Pig in the Derby Hat, wrapped up, ready to give away, and I'm hiding them around the festival, around the town, and anywhere that we want to. So I have to go and find a good place to hide this. Hey guys, so I have found a nice quiet spot here at the Hay Festival. I've had a good look around. We're actually not here to see any of the events taking place this year. We've only got one full day here, so we're just having a good look around at everything. We're excited to see that the Oxfam bookshop is back, because last time we came it wasn't here. And it's always one of the best bits, to be honest. I love it. Anyway, so now we are going to head into town, hide maybe another couple of books, and have a good look around at the bookshops. Come on. I think this is the only bookshop I know where you need a full-on map to find your way about. Because it is just shelf after shelf after shelf after shelf after secret room after shelf after shelf. It never ends. And I could honestly probably spend all day just in this one shop. Good prices too. I've come to the realization that I really prefer shopping in second-hand bookshops, because you never know what you're going to find when you shop in new bookshops. It's usually the same stuff to a greater or lesser degree, but in shops like this, you never know what gem you're going to come across. Like this, for instance. This, I've never heard of Little Nemo before. Clearly, 1905 to 1914. But it seems to be a comic of a little kid having adventures in his dreams every night. This bookshop is always one of my favourites because it invariably has a fantastic selection of Folio Society books, which I'm obsessed with. As well as some pretty awesome first editions covered under glass, including this one, which looks pretty interesting. Apparently it's about London. They also have what I like to call the geek cupboard, which is where they keep their science fiction and fantasy. It was a little bare this time though, not much on offer. Part of this bookshop is apparently an old Romany chapel, and I would just love to know how that came about, but it makes for a very pretty bookshop. Not to mention a nice place to sit and read for a while. They always have a great fantasy and sci-fi collection here, also including a lot of Terry Pratchett's a lot of the time. And again, the prices are always pretty good. I don't know how they get them so cheap, but definitely worth knowing if you're looking for some cheap books. Come to Hay on Wye. Sadly, this one was not cheap, because it's not often I see a Discworld book that I have never seen before. I wanted it so bad. We're back at the campsite for lunch and I'm cooking up another storm to get a load of this. Chow mein instant noodles complete with tinned vegetables.
So we don't get scurvy.
So we don't get scurvy. Yum yum.
Here's our little boat. Here's Martin. Martin's a bit nervous about it. This is the second time we've used our little boat. So I've just said to Martin, if we don't use it again, then it needs to be sold. So this might be the last
time you ever see it.
the last time you ever see our little boat.
Or us.
Ooh, or us. It's quite a muddy launch space, so that's going to be fun. Blown up a bit more.
Try and get it a bit more blown up than last time. It was a bit precarious.
It was fine as long as you weren't in the back. Whoever was in the back had a rough time of it.
Yeah.
It's so pretty though. I did something bad.
Tell the nice people what happened.
You tell the nice. So we've done number 1 and I was pumping up number 2. I finished pumping number 2 and I put the pump on the thing, and like a horror film, it rolled itself into the water.
And no longer turns on.
Turns on. So that
dream was short-lived, wasn't it?
genuinely is the end of our boating adventure. Because I've broken the air pump and it's not a breathy one. Do I have a go? Is it not turned on?
No, like it's flashing at me, which would suggest it's not completely buggered, but maybe it needs to dry out or something.
So I think that's the end of our hay adventure. We've sat by the water, pumped up a little bit of our boat. I'm not even sure this is even going to make the edit.
I just cut out this whole misadventure.
Should we go home then?
Yeah.
40 minutes later, after we left the campsite to bring our boat out, we have not got on the water. The boat's now back in the thing and the pump's really sad. How was your day on the water, babe?
So relaxing, so idyllic.